Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through activation record. Okay, so basically an activation record is a part or a chunk of memory which is allocated to a particular function whenever it is called, guys. So when a function is called, for it the memory is allocated, guys. So why this memory is allocated? To store the metadata about the function, guys. So the details of the function will be stored in this activation record. So this activation record is pushed onto the stack, guys. So based on the stack, or based on the execution order, this activation records are pushed, and based on their requirements, they will be popped and executed parallelly, guys. Okay. So an activation record is a chunk of computer memory which holds the arguments and normal local variables of the function. Okay. So an activation record is created for each procedure. It has various fields like actual parameters, return values, control or dynamic link, access or static link, saved machine status, local variables and temporary variables. Okay, so these are all the fields, guys. So I specified each and every field there itself. Okay, so whenever a function f is called, at that moment we will be pushing a new activation record onto the runtime stack, guys. So basically this activation record will be pushed onto the stack. Okay, and based on its function, so it stores the information needed for the single procedure. Okay, yes. So I hope everyone got some basic idea about this activation record. So the activation record includes all these things, guys. So for this I have a small trick, guys, to remember all these things, like the first letters at least. Okay, so actual parameter, return parameter, control dynamic link, access static link, saved machine status, local variables, temporary variables. Okay, so let us assume a name Archana. Okay, so A indicates actual parameters, R indicates return value, C indicates control link or dynamic link, A indicates access link, and she has a slate, guys. SLATE. Okay, so S is nothing but saved machine, L is nothing but local, T is temporary variable. So Archana slate, so she is using a slate, assume in that way. Okay, so in that way you can remember, guys. Okay, or you can remember in this way. This is the trick which was given by my friend. Arc, I hope everyone knows what is an arc, right? Yes, so arc ASLT. Okay, so in that way also you can remember arc ASLT. Okay, or you can remember arc as LT. Okay, so that's the exact phrase which was given by my friend. Okay, and this is the given by me. Okay, so in that way you can remember. Anyway, just to try to remember, guys, that's the only thing. Okay, so actual parameter. So basically actual parameter is nothing but, so first of all let us understand the concept of formal and actual parameters, guys. So whenever there is a particular function, the values which will be calling the function, these values are called as actual parameters, and these are called as formal parameters, guys. Please remember this, guys, because this concept will be again discussing, guys. So I'll be just giving you an introduction here. Okay, so it holds the actual parameters of the calling function. So these values will be stored, guys. So those are nothing but the actual parameters. Okay, similarly returned value. So to store the result of the function, we'll be using this, guys. So someone here, this is returning, right? So this return value is stored here. So this is nothing but the returned value. Okay, similarly control or a dynamic link, guys. So from the name itself, you can say it is nothing but some kind of dynamic link. So it points to the activation record of the calling function. Who called this function? Their activation record address is stored. Okay, so assume that here sub function is calling mul. So inside mul, you will be storing the address of a sub, guys. Address of activation record of subtract. So this is nothing but the dynamic link. Whereas the access link is nothing but it refers to the local data of called function, but found in another activation record. So basically if your function is inheriting some data, so basically that data will be available in its inherited class, right? Yes, so that parent class's address is stored in this access link, guys. Okay, similarly saved machine status. So basically whenever a particular process has been started and it has been ended, so always the system should be in the existing state, guys. So if it is in a normal cool state previously, even after the execution also it should be in the same state, guys. It should not affect the state of the machine. So that is the reason why we are going to store the statuses, guys. Okay. Similarly, local variables. So the variables are local to that particular function. Okay. Yes. Similarly, temporary variables. So temporary variables are the variables which are stored and evaluated as per the requirement. So basically, whenever you are trying to add some numbers, you'll be using some temporary variables. Like that, these temporary variables are used. Okay, guys, sorry for that. Okay, so basically, if we take a small example, so here there is a recursion function, guys. So that function is solving the factorial, guys. Okay. So initially, by observing only, you can just draw the activation record or the stack, guys. So how the stack will be represented. Okay, sorry for that. So initially the main function is called, means the main will be pushed into it. After that, the fact3. After that, inside fact3, you will be recalling the fact2. After that, you'll be calling fact1, right? So in this way, so this will be the exact order in which the stack will be stored, guys. So if you observe here, I have just returned the whole appearance of the activation record, guys, or the whole appearance of the stack. So basically, at first the local variable f will be stored, and later on we'll be getting the return value, and we will be having a dynamic link to this factorial, guys, because this function is calling this factorial. Okay, then we will be having the parameter value, then we will be having the return value, either this or this. Again, we'll be having the dynamic link, again parameter, return value, dynamic link, parameter, return value. Okay. So in this way, so this is for, just give me a second, guys. Okay, so this is for fact1, fact2, fact3 and main. F of 3, I'm writing in this way, guys. So f of 3, f of 2, f of 1, and this is nothing but main. In this way it will be working, guys. Okay, so once you calculated at the top, you will be returning value 1, so the parameter 1. So 1 into 1 is nothing but, sorry, 1 into 2 is nothing but a 2. Again, you'll be getting 2 into 3 is nothing but 6, and you'll be returning that value 6. That's it. So at the end, you'll be getting the result as 6, guys. Okay. Okay. So I hope everyone got a clear idea on activation record. So in the next lecture, we will be going through the storage allocation, that is nothing but static and dynamic allocation. Okay. Okay. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.